Hi, I'm Brendan Lowe.
And I'm Diane Harmon. Thanks for joining us again for CCSD News in Review. We have lots of news to get to, so let's dive in.
We start tonight with the Camden City School District's graduation rate, which rose 6 points with the class of 2014. The four-year graduation rate for district high schools now stands at 62%. The gains were biggest at Woodrow Wilson High School, where Superintendent Rahanafard headed to speak with a class of 11th graders who were doing presentations about what careers they want to pursue. Superintendent Rahanafard congratulated the students and staff on the progress their school is making and encouraged them to continue to build on that progress.
We are here to share with you that across the district, the high school graduation rate increased by 6 percentage points. We went from 56 to 62%. And no school saw the increase, as high of an increase as Woodrow Wilson. So Woodrow Wilson had the highest graduation rate increase of any school in the Camden City School District, and we just want to congratulate you all for that, because I know while you all are juniors, you should be really proud of the fact that your school has seen those results, and we're proud of the entire school community, and we just want to join you all today in a conversation about your career interests, and I'm excited to see some of your presentations, and then talk a little bit about what's working here, and maybe even jump into some topics around how we can better support you guys. As you guys get closer to the finish line and start thinking about the credits you need to be able to graduate from Woodrow Wilson and hopefully make a decision to either enroll in a 2- or 4-year college program or find a job immediately after school year. So that's our job, to help support you all in that endeavor. You've got some amazingly committed teachers supporting you, and just really, again, thrilled to be able to share that news with you and to join in this presentation.
In December, the school district also learned of gains in many categories on the school survey. The increases were strongest in safety. When middle school and high school students were asked how safe they feel outside and around their school, many more students replied positively, with 62% of middle school students and 55% of high school students now saying they feel safe. On the other hand, half of elementary school students said they wish they went to a different school, and more than half of parents said they wish that their child went to a different school. Superintendent Rahanafard addressed these results at the December Advisory Board meeting.
What we found in our survey results, while there are some positive trends and some negative trends, this is the most significant positive trend that we see. And so what the student is responding to here is, how safe do you feel outside and around school? Last year, only 20% of both middle school and high school students felt safe in or around school. This year, that number jumped significantly by over 40 points for middle school and roughly 34 points for high school students. I do believe that this is driven by the work we've done with Camden County Police Department and with our family engagement efforts, so specifically Safe Corridors and our Parent Rangers program, which recently took off. And so we should be really proud of this result. And I do think it's a tribute to all the folks on our team, all of our community school coordinators, the Camden County Police Department, and the many others who are involved in ensuring that in morning and afternoon arrival and dismissal, there's more of an adult presence. This falls into an area where we'd like to see some improvement, and that's roughly half of our elementary school students and a little less than half of middle school and high school students, and approximately half of parents are telling us that they wish their student went to a different school. That's not what we'd like to see. It is consistent with what we see in the special transfer process. So within our district schools, we do see a lot of movement and a desire expressed from some parents to transfer, and it's something that we're going to continue to work on. This gets at the everything that we're doing, the Camden commitment, just needing to see improvement across various strata.
December was also a time of many school events. At Cream School, students held a contest to stomp out bullying. In addition, holiday events were held at Creative Arts Morgan Village Academy. At Woodrow Wilson High School, students held a winter concert. There were also holiday festivities at Forest Hill. And at the administration building, students from the Creative Arts Jazz Band put on a spirited performance. Speaking of spirited, in early January, Dudley Family School hosted the annual Three Kings Day celebration.
Early January was also the time of the official Positive Behavior Interventions and Support kickoff. 5 schools, H.B. Wilson, Veterans, Wiggins, Coopers Point, and Cream, launched the program fondly known as PIBIS. This new program trains school staff to approach student behavior differently and focus more on rewarding positive behaviors instead of punishing negative behaviors.
We all know that to get Scholar Dollars, we're going to be good listeners. Yes?
I was really good at the assembly. Can I get a Scholar Dollar?
No, you can't ask me to get Scholar Dollars. You have to wait for it. You have to wait for me to give it to you. So we're good listeners. We're sitting in Star. We're walking in Hall. We're being kind to each other. Yes.
She got a Scholar Dollar for answering questions. I answer questions too. Can I get a Scholar Dollar?
Maybe later on. You gotta be patient and wait. So, everybody sees what not to do, right? We're not going to do what Ms. Goodman did. We're not going to do that, okay? So you are just going to go about your day regular, be on your best behavior, do the right thing, and then your teacher might just surprise you. What's your name? Ivan. I like how you're sitting up in that seat. You're nice and quiet. You're sitting in Star. Here goes a Scholar Dollar.
What does
Okay.
Ivan do with a Scholar Dollar? Write his name and his room number. Where does it go? In the bucket for your grade. Awesome.
Very good, guys. Thank you so much. You guys were an excellent audience. Thank you.
As the district said hello to 2015, it said goodbye to an action-packed year in 2014. The district produced a year-in-review video to capture the progress that schools achieved last year, and hundreds of people watched the video on YouTube and here on the TV station. In case you missed it, the video will air again at the conclusion of our broadcast.
2014 began.
We wrap up school news today on a somber note. Natalie Good, a dedicated educator, passed away in early January after serving the Camden City School District for the past 25 years at Yorkshire, Forest Hill, Wiggins, and most recently Cream School. Cream School has created a Give Forward page to support the funeral costs for Miss Good's family. If you would like to donate, please visit the Natalie Good Memorial Fund at the website listed at the bottom of the screen. And now we'll transition to city news. Diane?
On the heels of the survey data showing students are feeling safer, the Office of Safety and Security produced a short video to provide more students with tips on staying safe through the Safe Corridors program. The Safe Corridors program is a partnership between the Camden County Police Department and the school district. Check out the video.
Hi, I'm Anthony Blaine, Executive Director for the Office of Safety and Security, and I'm here to offer you some tips about using our Camden City's Safe Corridor program, which are walk in groups when you can. Make sure that you are visible. Try to make sure that you can be seen in a different way. Do not take shortcuts throughout the Safe Corridor approach. No alleys, no roads. Use main thoroughfares where you can see crossing guards. And also don't be distracted, whether that's headphones, whether those are our winter masks. Make sure you can be seen and you can know where to go and to ensure a safe environment. Those are our tips for using the City's Safe Corridor program, and please understand that safety is a community effort. We need us all to have a call to service. Thank you.
In other city news, City Hall celebrated the holidays with the annual Christmas tree lighting, and later in the month with the holiday parade. Given the cold weather recently, Camden County and the City of Camden have issued several Code Blue alerts. Families can learn more when these alerts take place by logging on to the district Facebook page. And now it's time for sports.
The Camden High boys basketball team has gotten off to a 7-1 start and are ranked second in South Jersey, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. Junior guard Jamal Holloway is leading the Panthers with 19 points a game. This winter, Camden High and Woodrow Wilson both have boys and girls basketball teams in action, not to mention wrestling. To attend an upcoming game, visit camden.k12.nj.us and check the school's website.
And that brings us to this week's principal profile. Sharon Woodridge is a longtime educator who has served at Camden High School, as well as Bonsall Family School and Hatch Family School. Miss Woodridge served as principal at Davis Family School once, and now she's back again. We sat down with Miss Woodridge recently to talk about what's different this time and why she has such a strong interest in education.
My name is Sharon K. Woodridge, and I'm the principal of Davis Family School. I started here in 2007 to 2011, and then I was reassigned here in July of 2014. I think that the students make the school. It was built in 1925. It's an old building, but it's clean, it's warm, it's friendly, and I think it's a great place for students to learn. Our students have very unique ethnic backgrounds. We are blessed to have students that are African American, students that are Latino, as well as a large Asian population here. You have the students who everyone's given up on, they see no good in them. Those are the ones I have a tendency to embrace, spend time with, get to know, to find out what it is that they need to be successful. I feel that when I can share my story with them, when I can share other students' stories with them, the impossible then becomes possible for them. And so that disposable child that people think there's no good and no value in, those are the ones I love the most. I'm a Philly girl. So I was born and raised in Philadelphia, and I went through the public system there. I attended Abraham Lincoln High School. And at that time, it was a predominantly Caucasian school, and I really didn't like school that much at that time. I didn't see the principal unless I was in trouble, and I tried not to get in trouble, but it was what it was. So that's where I attended school in Philadelphia. While I was there, I had an interesting experience. There was a woman whose name was Betty Few. She was a home economics teacher there. And one day we were having a conversation, and she said to me, "Where are you going after you leave here?" I said, "I have no clue." And she said, "Are you going to college?" And I said, "I never thought about it." She said, "I think you should go to college. You have the skill set, you have the abilities. I would love for you to follow in my footsteps and become a home economics teacher. And I recommend that you go to Cheney State College. It'll be a totally different experience for you. You've been in a school that's predominantly all white all of your life, and you need to have that other experience because Cheney is predominantly an African American college." So that's what I did. I applied, and my parents worked hard to get the money so that I could go. And I majored in home economics, now known as family and consumer sciences. So I was there for 3 years. Had a great 3 years. Probably had a little bit too much fun. I got pregnant in my senior year, and it didn't look like I was going to be able to graduate. But again, someone was watching out for me, and a professor by the name of Dorcas Carter said, "You've come too far and you've worked too hard and you're going to finish school." So she had a meeting with the president of the college and arranged for me to do an independent study to finish my coursework, and I actually took my son with me to school, and I finished because of her. So that taught me a little bit about perseverance. I did what I had to do as a single parent to take care of my child, and I ended up in the wonderful city of Camden in 1989 as a home economics teacher at Hatch Middle School. So that was a job that I loved and enjoyed for 11 years. But while I was doing that job, I kept asking myself, why did the principal just make that decision that they made? Just really seemed crazy to me. And so I would have conversations with the principal, and she said, if you want to know why we do what we do, then maybe you should pursue administration. She said, you're great at what you do, but you could do more. And so I was at the point where I was going to be appointed as an administrative assistant when the state said, nope, you have to have paperwork in order to do that. And so at that time, the principal, who was Jan Gillespie, said to me, go back to school and get your paperwork. You can't be in the game if you don't know how to play. You have to be prepared. And so I went to Temple University, where I received my master's in educational administration, and then I followed up back at Cheney to get my principal's cert and my supervisory's paperwork. And so while I was at Hatch, I had something happen to me, somewhat traumatic, and I was very upset. And so I filled out an application to become a vice principal. I filled the application out in October. I interviewed in November, and Dr. Eileen Rock selected me to be her VP at Bonzo Family School, which was my first administrative experience. I was scared to death, didn't know what. I remember asking Dr. Rock, I said, it was my first day as a VP, and I said, Dr. Rock, I said, well, what do I do? And she laughed and she said, just stand here for about 5 minutes and it'll come to you. And I stood in the office ready to do my job, and a parent walked in and said, could I see somebody? I need help. And so you just learn as you go, you make mistakes, you get better at what you do. Just having had experiences like 8 years at Camden High prepares you for anything and everything. And so I met some great kids along the way that I'm proud to say I was their principal or their vice principal or their teacher. And I try as an administrator, having been what I've been through, is to reach back and help as many people as I can, to recognize that no matter where you are on your journey, no matter what obstacles you face, you can overcome them and live your dream. I think I'm in a unique situation because I've been doing it so long. I now have the children of the children that I initially met back in 1989, and I'm able to see their growth and their development. And when someone says, oh, I joined that sorority because I watched you and that was your sorority and I wanted to be in the same sorority you're in, or you're an administrator and I want you to know I'm going to school because I want to do what you did. I want to follow in your footsteps. I said, do more, be bigger, be better than I did. If I'm a principal, you could be a superintendent, you know, do whatever it is you want to do. Don't let anything stop you from your dreams, that you have the ability, that you have the knowledge, that you have the skill set. And if you don't, there are people there that will help you and lend you a helping hand along the way. And don't forget to reach back for someone else once you've made it. Well, I have a lot of projects and ideas that I want to implement as well as expound on. We have a beautiful facility called the Kroc Center, and my vision, my goal is that each child that I have takes swimming lessons there. I think every child should know how to swim. I think every child should have a second language and be able to communicate and write in a second language. You need that in order to compete in the society. I also think that for me, our kids don't get enough exposure to the arts. They need to go to museums. They need to spend time at plays. A lot of times I want to do these things with them, but sometimes it's difficult to get them out to the level that I think they should be exposed to. I always ask my students, what's that blue bridge down the street? What's the name of that bridge and where does it take you to? And you'd be amazed at the number of students who don't know. And so I'd like them to have opportunities that I think otherwise they would not have. I'm shy. People think because I'm in the position that I'm in that I'm always straight-laced and pretty serious, but I don't think people know that I really want a tattoo and that I'd like to have a couple body piercings. I don't think my students and staff would ever suspect that that's on my bucket list. This has been a wonderful journey for me. This is year 25, and I'm not tired yet. And I'm glad to have been afforded the opportunity to get to live vicariously through the kids who had the blessings and the privilege to attend a Camden High, to attend a Davis Family School, because I didn't have that. And so I try to instill in them what a blessing it is to be where they are and that it's a wonderful opportunity for them. And so I'm blessed.
This episode's guest interview also comes from Davis School. Christopher Perez is a substitute teacher there, but what's most remarkable is that he used to be a student at Davis. We caught up with Christopher to learn what it's like to be on the other side of the classroom.
I came back to school today to volunteer because unfortunately I've been having a lot of behavioral problems with some of the students, so I want to specifically talk to certain parents, which I'm hoping are here today. You know, a lot of them do great, a lot of them can do great, and it's really important to have these parent-teacher conferences because it helps isolate those problems and to, you know, erase them, hopefully. So that's why I'm here today, and hopefully we can do that.
Now, you were a student in the district before yourself. Mm-hmm. So how does it feel coming back into the district?
It's pretty nostalgic, I'd say. Walking through these halls, I feel like I'm walking through memory lane. But, you know, it's awesome, you know, to see what I came from and to see what's happening now in this school. And I'd say it's a very awesome experience.
And what's the reaction from the students when you tell them that you used to, you know, go to school in, you know, in Camden and everything? How do they handle that?
First thing they say is, "You're from the streets?" No, but yeah, that's the first thing I get. They're pretty shocked because, you know, I obviously don't look like I come from where they're at, and I grew up right down the street from here, where most of them come from. So it's kind of awesome because as soon as I say that, you know, right away they attach to you because now they know where you're coming from, and vice versa. You know, I understand them, so it works out to have them know that knowledge.
So you think you're being able to make an impact as a male, especially, you know, an inner city male in the school, and being able to influence the younger males here? Yeah,
I mean, as a matter of fact, the younger males is what I feel like I'm starting to initiate more with and starting to isolate that situation more because, you know, we have more problems with the male students than the female students. But overall, you know, I feel like we're definitely making things happen here. And, you know, the 3 classes that I have, they've just done a huge turnaround in only 2 weeks' time. So, you know, hopefully we can keep that forward motion and, you know, keep it going.
And on a personal note, is education your field of choice? You're a substitute, but what do you do when you're not substituting? Are you in school?
I actually go to school at Rowan University, and I actually work for Rowan University overnight, so this is my second job that I do on the side. I took on this position specifically because I saw the situation I walked into the first day, and I heard the stories about, you know, the past situation with other teachers, and I just felt like, you know, this is a calling for me to help these kids and see what we can do to get them out of the rut that they were in and moving forward with their education.
And now it's time for Express Yourself.
Express yourself. This poem is called Diversity. He had a dream that we will be one nation, but this was our goal since the Emancipation Proclamation. We have worked hard to show our worth, yet we still get stepped on like useless dirt. But truthfully, we built this empire called America. That's the reason why we come out of character. When white people cleanse out their emotional barrier to the point where he can kill one of us, only to be found not guilty because we gave a fuss. Eric Gardner didn't have to die that day. It shouldn't matter what he did or what he didn't say. The same for Mike Brown, and his death disrupted the entire town. But why is it only our people hitting the ground? Mama's baby's crying, but nobody around. They're crying and crying, but you can't hear a sound. Though all of our people are dying, they are so loud. Yet we still stay strong and show we're proud. Everyone deserves to live life and make it worthwhile, but you diminish lives when you take someone's child. And you expect us to sit here in despair while we sit here and beg for you to hear the cries of our mothers, turning our souls to kill our other brothers, ranking us so low that we no longer see our beauty, stripping us to show pure nudity, scaring us from facing a white mainstream, telling our kids they will never achieve their dreams. So what can we do to make this nation one? So that police won't have to draw a gun, and we can finally say, his dream has now begun.
Express yourself.
Thanks for watching this episode of CCSD News and Review. As always, you can send us questions and tips for stories at communications@camden.k12.nj.us. Remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and watch this video and many others on our new YouTube page. For Diane and our entire CCSD team, have a great day.